Hearing me patiently for so long, I would like to hear from you what has been your understanding of what we have been trying to discuss in the last 7 weeks. Anybody, give your name and then talk. You come here and talk.
Good morning, sir. So from last, so just to start as on, I was yeah, I'm Abhishek Chandan from Chanakya Institute of Leadership. So it's about we we have like we are doing the course for to change the course and to understand what our ancient time was in the ancient time, how the discourse was, the philosophy of Chanakya, and how do we bring change in the society by our leadership. So sir, like our faculties combined the course with Gurumurthy sir to have have knowledge about economics. So initially, like we all are from different backgrounds, so we never knew anything about economics. After coming for Gurumurthy sir, it was like more than pleasure to come and hear to Gurumurthy sir. And like whenever we went back, we used to always discuss about things, and we got new dimensions, and we came to know new things. Or else we only knew that what is going on in India by those media things, that India is about this, India is about that, and how India, like they had always deteriorated in India. After listening to sir, things were quite clear that what India is and what we were, and all the statistics which sir gave us. And now we actually know that where America stands and where we are. So it is actually now it's our job. Sir has just ignited the fire. Now it is our job to start on our thing and contribute and make awareness in the country and tell our people that what we are and how we should take about this vision ahead. Thank you.
All of you have to speak. So there is no choice.
Good morning, sir, and thanks a lot for having given us so much of knowledge in the last few sessions. Yeah, sir, the basic conclusion that we could have from all the sessions was that the Indian economy or the Indian way of living or the culture and all are far better than anywhere else, and how we have a perception about the Western culture being very good, but if you look at the hindsight, how it is not that much. But uh, my opinion is that nothing can be perfect, so there could be something which is wrong in our Indian side also. So, are there anything on those lines, and if it is, then what needs to be done to be to take some steps to improve on those lines?
Mark this question there. You write this question. What do you want? I never said the Indian model is better. I said the Indian model is different. Anyhow, you can write your question. So that others can also write. Okay.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you, Bapat sir, for inviting for this course. Uh, I actually teach for school students and college students. I have attended sessions on Indian mathematics by IIT Madras. So there also they talked about the Dharampal study on
MD Srinivas?
yes, MD
Dr. MD
Srinivas.
Srinivas.
So there also they talked about Dharampal sir's study on Indian education. And after hearing from Gurumurthy sir on indigenous education in the 18th century and during the British period, I spoke to some of the schools in my locality and I told them that this is the part of the history of India which is not spoken about and which is not told to school students. And it would be great if you can give me an opportunity outside the syllabus to talk about this. So the school principals, couple of schools have told me that you can take a session after the school reopens in the month of June and July. Actually, about this course, when Bapat sir told me about Gurumurthy sir is going to come and take a course on Indian business and financial models, I had heard a talk of Gurumurthy sir on YouTube, which was in IIT Bombay. That was the talk which he gave after Adi Godrej sir had given a talk. And after that talk, I realized that what we have learnt and is rather what we have been made to learn rather than what we need to learn. So, and after that, I came to know about the economy of India in the past history and how we always thought that India was rich in culture, rich in tradition, and rich in spirituality. But this was one aspect which was unknown about the economy of India in the past. And after listening to all the sessions, uh, the love for the country has only increased. And it has helped me to understand that the economics that we learn in the college in my BCom course or in any of the CA course that I have learned, it is only one dimensional and there is no indigenous research that has taken place in our country to understand what India has achieved in the past and how alternative business models and alternative financial models, economic models need to be thought about. And the philosophies which have come up from the economists of the West needs to be questioned. And all the topics that were covered gives you a nice insight. And I hope to study more on this and take the research forward in this subject. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Hariharan is, by the way, young chartered accountant and known to be a very good teacher. He has now introduced himself properly.
Thank you so much.
Anyone else?
No, everyone. It's compulsory. Today, I am the student. Introduce yourself and then.
Hello everyone, my name is Pranav Patel. I am a student of Chanakya Institute. Just to give a background of myself, I was on the other side of the whole story because I have done my CFA level 1, I have done my postgrad, I have done it from New Zealand, and I have actually learned the Western way of economics, if you say that, and I was preaching it because I was a banker and I was talking to people the way they should invest money. So, in fact, I was teaching the other way to people. Yeah, so I was with HSBC Bank there, so yeah, so in fact, I am one of the different ones at Chanakya Institute who have actually left that career. I was AVP and with HSBC, and so but yeah, why? Because I always had this question that this is not working, and I in fact always used to ask people what's wrong and how do we improve it. It's always been thinking, and when I heard Gurumurthy ji, there's a lot of unlearning which I had to do. So, and when an unlearning happens, I start questioning things, whether it's right or wrong. So there's a lot of conflicts which a person gets in when there's something which you have understood and when you have to de-learn it. So yes, I have gone through that process, and as we say in our political background as well, grassroots level politics needs to be understood. And from Gurumurthyji's lecture and his experience is all about grassroots level economics. People sitting on top who take the top-down approach actually don't know what's happening. So I would say if people have to become economists, it should be compulsion for them to go around the country, see what's happening locally, and then probably formulate policies. so that is an understanding which we are taking from here. And yes, that bottom-up approach is always which we, I think, need to take into consideration when we think about any policy making, not only economic, but and that's where the difference is. So, sir, thank you very much. We are definitely in touch. What we did is we looked at all your videos. So there's 1,600 videos available on YouTube. So there's heaps of knowledge which we can actually gather on. At Chanakya Institute, we are in fact even talking of sitting once a week or once in 15 days and discussing, maybe run one of your lectures through YouTube and actually sit and discuss out things. So thank you for the insights. And yes, we are here to understand further and take it ahead. Thank you.
Come along. Yeah, everybody. In fact, everybody must speak. That is the class today.
Hello. Yeah. First of all, thanks Gurumurthy sir, Bapat sir. We've been always sending students. I'll give a different perspective, not just as a person attending all your lectures, but on the other side of it also trying to inspire our students to come over here. So I like to take a little bit of a background, not just about this particular course, but the relation that we've been closely sharing.
Introduce yourself also.
Yeah. I'm Radha Krishnan Pillai. On a popular ground, I'm famous for writing 2 books called Corporate Chanakya and Chanakya 7 Secrets of Leadership. My research and area of specialization has been the Kautilya's Arthashastra, and part of the Mumbai University, where we run a course under the Department of Philosophy. There's a leadership center called Chanakya Institute of Public Leadership. You will be hearing some of the students who are coming over here. So my other director in the institution is Ranjit Shetty, so who also is quite active coming over here. Coming back, I like to go a little bit 2 years, 3 years previous to where the whole relationship began. I remember one of our students, Anurag Gupta, had organized a program in Bombay Stock Exchange, for Indian concept of management. So he said, sir, you have to come and all those things. So it's a big program that happened with Vaidyanathan sir, yourself. So triggered of me that one of my students is talking about Indian management model, especially the Indian economic model. Then it triggered off, and with Bapat sir, we've been regularly interacting and trying to develop Indian concepts in management. But coming specifically to this particular course, last 3-4 years also other batch students have been coming. But this time he sent a mail saying that let's make it something like to a next step. That means not just an option, but compulsion. So for us, it became a very good thing, and I'll tell you thank you for that, because the students that we have, like Pranav and many of them, you'll be surprised. It is not just an option; it's compulsion for them, because the attendance that they have over here is also taken as an attendance in Mumbai University. So it's absolutely compulsory. But the good part is that sometimes compulsory things you have to go through that pain, But here we have the students who come back and say we enjoyed it. So attendance is taken there. That's a part of their course. Now a quick feedbacks from our side as teachers who understand both the sides, as organizers, as an expert who is speaking on that particular subject, and also from the students' perspective. 2-3 points from my side. I think the knowledge bank, I would say, more and more deposits are going. So what does it mean? So you have opened a bank account called Indian Models of Management and Economy. But the thing that that's not enough. We need to actually keep making more and more deposits. So when the time comes, you can take it out. So over a period of years, many of great men, including Murthyji, has been working on that. But today, if you look at it, it's getting documented, all the notes are being made. So it's only becoming bigger and bigger. And we are also doing that exactly in our university, that all that Pranav just told, 67 videos of yours, 1600 videos of yours. So it's actually there. Probably, sir, every time when you come down over here, it's like, okay, another weekend in Bombay. I know it's very painful. Yet the fact remains is that the generation's advantage is that nothing of your single word is going waste. It's all documented in one way or the other. And you never know, people are studying this. The second important part is myself and Ranjit, that is my other director, we always take a feedback, how is this going? So it's not just about today's lecture, tick over gaya, aaj kya liya. And I want to give a very interesting feedback, sir, that we teach the Kautilya Arthashastra, but unfortunately, people have this whole thing that was there in the past. But when you emphasize it with data and statistics, you say, oh, it works. I'll give you a simple example. In the book 2 of Kautilya Arthashastra, in the ancient economic model of Chanakya's generation, which is 2400 years ago, the main economy was through ships, import export if you want to call it. And you made a statistic of how many ships India had. And we then the next day class, remember that chapter called Navadyaksha? Navadyaksha is the department of ships and the head of the ships. So you see, when Chanakya has made that, and then we have a statistics which correlates to tell that so many ships were there in India, actually proves the fact statistically and theoretically. One of the problems with us is that we only look at the scriptures and sutras and say, was it really there? And here is the point where it's getting emphasized. With all that, you are saying we are able to relate with Arthashastra. Second and the most important thing is that students come up with brilliant ideas to us, and we say, please go ahead, please go ahead. We always believe that these are not just people who are come here just to attend a course, but all of them, all our students in the Chanakya should have quit their careers, chosen this particular path to actually look at Indian way of leadership. Just to also tell you that even though it's compulsory, quite a few students are not there for a different reason. Elections are going around, So now these people are also in the field job with different parties trying to understand the field work. So one of the reasons why we don't have 100% attendance is also by choice, but that doesn't mean that they are not be a part of this. So all that is going to happen today, which they have missed, will be taken by them as teachers. What did you miss? Come on, tell me. So thank you, sir. I think you are only re-emphasized what we want with statistics and data.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Ravi Kumar Reddy. I am also CIPL student. So we are learning about building a model of governance for whole India depend upon dharma. So we are doing that one. And see, because even though Gurumurthy sir has a busy schedule and he is a highly earned person, he devoted his time for us to teach something related to ancient India and various family systems and all. So really grateful, sir. Thank you heartfully. And what I learned is, so I know that political system, economy, culture and traditions, these three are interdependent. But I don't know that economic system of one country depends upon family system of the country people. That one I learned in-depthly after coming to here. And the second thing is, in India, see, unemployed people means the students who are getting their degrees in second class, third class, and the people who are working without utilizing their actual potential. These two are the unemployed people in India. They are in confusion because of Macaulay education. It's my opinion. So, and another thing is they don't know what India was and how we build our economy model, all those things. So after listening SARS classes, so I would like to know, I already started making a model to reduce this unemployment in these two groups. Youth who don't have first classes and good certificates, and the people who are working without utilizing their actual strength and their power and all. So for that, see, before coming to here, I don't know to start to think about these things also. So after coming to SARS class only, I am thinking and developing one model. After some days after completion, I will show that one to our Radha sir and as well as Gurumurthy sir. Hope it went on well. Thank you.
Come along, we should not waste time, everybody must talk. You should have come first, you are attending the third semester I think.
Good morning everybody, my name is Disha Bhanot. I'm a PhD student here working on financial inclusion and all. So this is the third time I'm attending the Gurumurthy sir's lectures, and every time I am attending, it's like, I'm amazed at, the way he's re-emphasizing and bringing forth points. But at the same time, I'm thinking how, we are not able to even, of course, firstly, he's been saying us to, you think differently and do things, and he's been re-emphasizing a lot of points which they stay with us, but we're not able to take it ahead, because I've seen that a lot of the interactions we have here are very enriching, but when we go back with our friends, the kind of discussions we're having is Friends, Big Bang Theory, or four-letter words, so that is kind of very disturbing, but that is the reality. So it made me realize how important it is to choose the company you have, because when we are here, we're in a different world, but when we go back, it's a different world again. So maybe it's all the more important that, we get to meet sir and be, we're always humbled by his experience and his learnings and the simplicity, that is the message we get. But I also had one more point which I wanted to share with sir, because I had an experience of last year I was doing my field survey in villages of Thane district as part of my research. So I visited a village called Chora village. So that was around 90 kilometers from Mumbai. So I was doing my interview. So after the interview, that lady asked her son to drop me to the bus stop. So he was a 8th class standard boy called Sahil. So I was just accompanying him to the bus stop. I was just talking to him. So I said, which class are you in? How do you like the school and all? He said, I'm in 8th. I like my school, but there's only one thing which I don't like. I said, what is it? He said, every morning we have to clean the toilets and then study. So I was like, but he was like, okay, that's fine. But some days I like it, some days I don't. But that night I was, very restless, because, and he said that maybe I think because I'm from a lower caste, that's why I need to do it. So, and he was like, okay, but then he was again smiling, and but that night I was very restless as to, should I be, I wanted him to be a rebel, that day, that why are you, why the hell are you even tolerating this, and why are you not speaking about it? But he told it to me so casually that, but I didn't know that, I don't know what to do. I had many such experiences when I was visiting villages, but I feel that they are more than sahansheel, sahanshilta ki had hoti hai, but they were, I don't know, it was very disturbing for me. I'm not saying cleaning toilets is bad. I have friends who have worked in Ramakrishna Mission and they do it collectively. It's a good thing. We need to do all things actively and, as a community, but doing something because you're from backward caste, and he said that, I think so, that maybe I'm from a lower caste, that's why they asked me to do it. So what are your views on that? I got many such experiences last year, but I don't know. I have no answers to that. I don't know when I meet that boy next, what do I need to tell him also? Do I, strike out the rebel in him, or do I console him that, it's your fate? So I have that question to you, and I would really like if you answer that. And thank you, sir. Thank you so much for coming. It has been, we would like you to come again, and it's been very inspiring, and it's a humbling experience to attend these sessions. So thank you.
So good morning, everyone. My name is Anand, and I'm doing my MTech in Environmental Engineering. First of all, I would like to thank sir. After attending this class, I got inspired to apply for PhD program, and he himself helped me to frame my research proposal. So I would like to thank him for that. I have two questions basically. First is, all this time I thought that the Indian model is better, but since today he said that, I have never said it is better. It's different. So I would like to know what are the drawbacks, or why does he say that? And secondly, I would like to ask him is how environment was taken care of in the traditional models. Like I'm sure that in ancient times too, environment was degraded in some way or the other, maybe by cutting of trees, or even animals were sacrificed. So how that was taken care of? Yeah, that is
What was your first question?
what are the possible drawbacks, or why you say that it is not better?
Which one?
In the traditional Indian economic model.
It's different, I said. That's the first question. That's the question. The environment. No?
Thank you, sir.
I too would really like to thank him, and he is coming for last 3 years, and I consider myself very fortunate that I could attend all the 3 years. And since I have attended almost all the sessions, I can say that he has been putting considerable effort. Time to de rahe, coming all the way from Chennai, but it is not that he is repeating the same thing. All the 3 years he has been putting many of the new things. One is, as the economic situation changes, if something new comes, that every teacher is supposed to revise, and though he is not a professional teacher, as a very good teacher, he has been revising, updating. Plus, I would like to add 2-3 things, because those who have attended this year's class, I think this year he has not covered. Earlier he has taken one full session on gold. What is gold, how gold should be managed, and what is its role, etc. He has earlier also covered, especially in the last year, there were 2 sessions on cluster study. In the last session there was some reference, but earlier he has covered in detail. Why I am telling you this? Because videos are available, so those who are interested can really add to that, so that you will also get to know other aspects which were not covered. And since we are talking about video, last Friday 4th we had a session in Thane, some of you have attended, and that was on 10 years of economic destruction and way ahead. That video is also available right now, also it's available, so I'll request all of you to see those videos. Then since all the 3 years we are having many improvements in the course, one from his side in terms of delivery, also in terms of participants. Especially this year I am very happy that we really have a very good mix of participants. First of all, it is highly popular amongst our Master of Management students. This is an elective. We have a batch of 120, but we have a registration of 106 for this course, which is way ahead of all other courses. The next is 70, after that 40, and there are courses with 20, 30, 40 kind. But this course is really liked and is being taken by almost all of our batch. Apart from that, there are BTech students and PhD students who have also registered. I am talking of registered students. Apart from that, there are good number of faculty, chartered accountants, some principals who have attended this course. And a very active class was the Chanakya Institute students, because they have been very actively participate. So I would like to thank everybody to be a part of this. Because Gurumurthy ji has been always telling us that this needs to be taken ahead. This is not just a course ki theek hai, sun liya, acha laga, there are great things, or just saying that Gurumurthy ji is great, this is a great study. I don't think this is what he means. He is always telling us that this needs to really go ahead. On those lines, we have taken 2-3 initiatives. One is whatever he covers in about 17-18 hours of instruction, about 3 hours module we have developed, and that we have been delivering in various corporate training programs as Indian financial and economic model. And it is very good. It is receiving a very, very positive response. I have personally spoken to almost 5 or 6 batches of Axis Bank, 3-4 batches for Department of Atomic Energy, then for HDFC Bank, for SCG Group, number of corporate training programs, which are mainly general management programs. But whenever we include this as 2-hour, 3-hour or 4-hour session, generally the same experience as we are getting, everybody feels that they are listening to something really new and they should do something on this. And I am very happy on this. But I have a question also, which I have earlier also put to him, because generally corporates ask that what next? Like, we are very happy, we are getting new thoughts, but how to implement it as far as our corporate life is concerned or our work is concerned. Second, I have also spoken to teachers in some of the teacher training programs. There the teachers are happy, and there that big problem is not there, because they can always disseminate this knowledge. But still some of the teachers also want to do something ahead. So they also asked me what can be done ahead. One more thing which generally Gurumurthy ji has been emphasizing is on cluster study. Because where you really see this model being implemented is in clusters. So last 2 years we were trying that kuch karenge, but actually ground pe ज़्यादा हुआ नहीं. But this year we have really, I think up to this time at least, we have done some background study, particularly Dr. Nisha has taken interest. We have made a proposal. We have also contacted some colleges in Nashik. So if there are any other clues with others, you can also suggest. But I think this year really we must go ahead with the cluster study. And as one of the students said, we are also thinking of forming a study group which will sit every fortnightly or weekly, and every week we will think of the new happenings and what can be done ahead. So these are some of the initiatives and questions I have, I think, already asked. Yes, but I have two more questions. One is on corporate training, that is already. Savings, we have been seeing that the savings in India are high, and particularly post 91 they have increased. But I have a question that during 50s and 60s, our saving rates are low. So generally, we are arguing that because of culture, our saving rates are high. So this personally, I have a question that why was it low earlier? Yeah. No. Data is available.
Okay.
Anyway,
we
sir
will deal
will
with
answer.
it. We will deal with it.
Yeah, and one more question I have is because we generally compare and contrast West, particularly Anglo-Saxon economies, to some extent some of the European economies. We have not discussed much on Muslim world, Muslim economies, though in two of the projects I have given two countries, because students are also working on projects, Pakistan and Saudi Arabia. But if Gurumurthy ji can throw light on those, one or two times he has told that the saving rates are low, but what are the more details about the Muslim world? These are two, three questions I have, and I once again thank him very much.
Let someone mark these questions because we may shift to the other room.
So just to add on, like after every lecture, like by night I talk to my mom. So she tells me, now what have you learned? So yeah. So I tell her different things because sir has this thing of saying in a philosophical way where he connects philosophy with ancient and the current economics. So just for an example, I was talking to her yesterday. So I told her about Bahuka economics, and I told her. So she was like, "Who's Bahuka?" So I told her the whole link, that she was like, he is Kansa's father-in-law's economist, and that. So she was like, "Yeah, I never learned things from you, but now this is certainly one thing which I learned from you." And the whole concept I told her about Bahuka economics, and then I told that the like America is actually following these things. So she was like quite happy, and she like even she got a piece of new learning which sir taught. And in several ways, I've always told her many things like like this is the thing that our savings is the thing that we are leading ahead. And yesterday, yeah, one more thing was that my grandmother and my mom used to make soaps. So she was just sharing, just out of curiosity, like she was sharing. And then I told her, this is what is Indian economics, wherein small people contribute for India to move ahead, whereas America, they must not be knowing anything. So soap mein kya hoga, wo pata bhi nahi hoga. And one more, sir, when we had gone to a field trip to Kutch last month, so the thing which we had in mind was how is the district running. So we always saw these small people on in the shop, how they are running their businesses. There were three castes over there: Rabadis, the weaving, and the other things. So we had gone to the run of Kutch, and while returning, we just halted to have something. So there was this shop, and I asked him that how much of business do you do during the Ranotsav and during regular days. He said during Ranotsav I sell around 40 kg of mawa, and in non-season I sell around only 10 kgs a day and 40 kgs during the season. he sells 200 grams for 100 rupees. So we can just calculate how much does he sell per day for 40 kgs, which is around to 20,000 rupees. So for Ranotsav moves for 3 months. So how much is he making? He's actually making more than an engineer or a management person does, and the extra 10 kgs per day throughout the whole year. So this is how leadership has helped Gujarat, Kutch, and this is how small things like small towns and small people are running over there. So as sir had said that we do not need to get urban or come to cities, and certainly education has not helped them over there, and still they are making more monies. So this is how we have heard you, and we have implemented it and asked different people how do they run things. Sir, I had one more thing. How there was this thing called like an institution called Virayatan in Bhuj. It is also there in different parts of India. They have a beautiful campus over there, very huge, and they have solar energy panels and everything. Everything is latest, though, and fees are also like 10 rupees, 60 rupees per year. So anybody can come and study and have great education over there. Now the only thing they are lacking is teachers, which they do not have. So when I am helping them, like for an organization is helping them with the whole infrastructure, but how do you attract teachers to teach them? If you could, sir, everything, engineer, pharmaceuticals, and they have everything.
Send me a mail on.
Sure, sir. Thanks a lot, sir. Like I have really contributed to my family, telling my mother and different to my peers. Yeah. Thanks a lot, sir.
Come, Lataji, want to say something? Introduce yourself.
I don't know how to introduce myself. I think I'll just, my name is Lata Shenava. I don't like to say I'm a researcher because, that I'm not affiliated to any organization, because I've had different experiences. I'll just give you a small example of why I'm not introducing myself as a researcher. You know, there is this hygiene hypothesis, which in the 60s, okay, which after I think 3 years of longitudinal studies, they studied elite children, they studied, okay, before I start, my noble goal is connected to child and family well-being, okay? That is how I like to introduce myself. And, they studied children from elite families, industrialized families, and people who had migrated to the US. It was a long thing, proper Oxford, whatever, Harvard study and everything. And after 3 years, they came up with this conclusion that, when children live in large families and play in dirt, their immune systems are good. So what was the final thing of the study? There were a lot of people getting fevers and allergies. This is a new thing. When we were small, we didn't have learning disabilities and autism and hyperactivity and aggression in children. This is what I'm dealing with in the last 30 years of my work with children and families. I started off with special children, and then I realized that the so-called 40% of our nation's children, 40% of our population is children, 40 to 44%. And out of which maybe 3% may be children with disabilities. The rest, today I feel, are more vulnerable than that 3%. So I quit special education. I was there for 23 years. I worked with mentally challenged children. But I feel today the two most vulnerable populations of our society are who? Not Dalits or minorities or women or whatever, are children and the older population. And the person who looks after them, the primary caregiver, is the woman, not the mother, the woman. I think these 3 groups are the most vulnerable, and so I moved, my research came in at 42. Not I started with research. So it's like an insult if somebody calls me either Medha Patkar, because I'm from Tata Institute, I don't work there, freelance, or a researcher. Because they think mine comes from reductive kind of research. It's not. I worked in the field for 30 years before I got into my research. So one of the findings of this study was allow your children to play in dirt. But this is ridiculous. Like he said, your mother, I mean, she may not have heard of Bahuka, but this whole intergenerational transmission of values used to happen through the family system. And today that family is threatened. I'm not saying it's destroyed like in America, but we are very much in the process. I think a lot of our conversations with Gurumurthy ji is on this question that no, it's there, it is there. But the aspiration of what I see, okay, maybe villages are different, my studies in urban Mumbai, but I have traveled in the tribal districts, I've lived there, wherever. At the end of it, your mother, she may have studied in the 3rd standard or whatever, like my mother was 3rd standard, but her wisdom was the same as hygiene hypothesis. We were allowed to play. Today children don't play. One of the biggest problems, I've given up counseling, because today we are a society that first creates problems and then run to the service, because America is not a country, it's a service industry, it's a factory. So you create these counselors. I've quit counseling because it doesn't seriously work. First they make the child obese, and then they run to the doctor. And I'm dealing with this. I know it sounds scary, but I have my father who's 82 years old and my nephew who's 17 years old. Both have gone in for knee surgery on both knees. He's 110 kilos in weight. And the aspiration, like he would say, no, things are different. But I go to like Punjab, I go to, South, I've gone to Tirupur, I've gone to, wherever, I've been in the tribal district. In the Northeast, they're selling farms because they want their children to come into IIT. So, when you come to IIT, you hear this. But earlier, the mothers, the woman that's where my area of work is. And I also do corporate workshops. So children are very important. If we don't look after them, I deal with them a lot. So I'll be dealing with corporate. I do work-life balance, because the word he used, I'm going to use in my book. And I think there is a larger plan happening here, because when I sent Gurumurthy ji an email, he said in a month I'm coming to IIT. So for me, this is like, I think there's a conspiracy here now happening where, we have to get it back. Because if the children don't get this intergenerational, and I think of him as Chanakya, but only one aspect where I feel, because Chanakya wrote Arthashastra and Niti Shastra. What is Niti Shastra? The study of human behavior. And that is an aspect most economists tend to leave out. Not the mother, the woman of the family has to be studied, because how did she manage to stave off the Great Depression? And he also said, my mother is the one who made my life. And I think that when they called me to 5 places on Women's Empowerment Day. Why do you celebrate one day? This is like the Archie cart we've become. So, when I talk, they talked of rape, they talked of fibroids. 30% of women today suffer from cardiac problems. 51% fibroids. It's come in because of late marriages, then a lot of these contraceptives. And I think rape is not an issue. My mother was 3rd standard pass. I'm a martial artist, okay, I do cutlery and all that. But if somebody came and acted smart with my mother, she would know, kaan ke niche do baja degi. Seriously. They knew how to deal with life. We negotiated spaces. Today, gender studies only talks of feminism, rights. Our women knew how to negotiate their spaces. I'm sure he would tell you that. So my only, thing is that whenever, Gurumurthy you bring in, because when I talk to corporate guys, the CEO will come and sit with me. Madam, all that work-life balance, everything, that word you use, drudgery, we are like corporate coolies now. I have friends who are from IIT, who are in big businesses, Ranjit Shetty's, very good friend. He quit his job at 50 because some influences worked in him. Because he comes back at 12 and there's drudgery. There's no contact with family. The wife is busy, husband is busy, children don't know. They're being outsourced. See, we also outsourced. We outsourced to the neighbor, to the grandmother, through whatever. It was a great system. Today it's just called outsourcing. We use modern technologies. But today the child is completely lost. Then they'll say, in the break they'll come and say, but ma'am, all this is fine. I don't connect with my 15-year-old son. How do you? So I said, what can I tell you? 15 years, you've given him a different lifestyle. I can't change things like that. So I think this is an aspect that you should seriously talk about, because these are, going to have families. And whether you're a corporate guy or a gardener or a Muslim or a Hindu, your child is the most important today. So I think, the safety nets everybody talks of, that we want our state to look after our parents, that will not work. Because even to be a good economist, the mother has to be first, Thank
That's
you.
why I said Indian economy is feminine in character.